My birthday is coming up fairly soon. I was born in 1997, the end of June, and kind of want to celebrate that by talking about some of music that came out that year in 1997. It's kind of a follow up to my last video about the early 2000s, but I wanted to go over just then realizing there's some great stuff that came out the year I was born as well, my birth year, and just wanted to go over some of the stuff that really stands out to me and just been really excited about stuff like that, and I want to keep digging more into that year and finding more stuff, and I'm sure you guys will help me find more stuff by commenting down below. But I'm excited to dig more into that, but this is kind of just like what I have right now and just like something I wanted to do to follow up the last video and just like kind of celebrate for my birthday. And so I'm going to jump right in with the first artist, and it's talked about them in the last video too. Is Intestine Ballism released their first album, Anatomy of the Beast. Just incredible, just melodic death metal from Japan, and just like they just had such a cool sound. They just did melodic death metal so perfectly. Like they just kept their like raw, like grimy, brutal kind of death metal sound, but like mixed it so well with like these kind of like still kind of like eerie sounding melodic like guitar riffs and stuff, and just like they just did it so well, and I just love their sound. It's so cool. Just an incredible album, probably one of my favorites from that year. And another one to follow it up, some of my favorite metal albums from that year, is Emperor, Anthem at the Welcome at Dusk. Just really someone that grew on me so much too in recent months, and I just really love this album. Just incredible symphonic black metal. I think I like it more than in the Nightside Eclipse. But Nightside Eclipse is amazing too. I need to listen to their other albums as well, more. But this is my favorite Emperor album, probably, I'd say, at the present moment. We'll see if that changes into the future, but I've really been excited about Emperor, and they just really did stuff so great, and it's been so great that they've grown on me over the years. Next I have Modest Mouse, released in the Lonesome Crowded West this year in 1997. This is a fan favorite. Just they're cool. There's like their Modest Mouse sound. Modest Mouse just had their own kind of sound from that time, like the hillbilly emo, Midwest emo. Is what people call it. Like, and just really great stuff. I just really like their sound. They're really interesting, and their early stuff is just so good. They released another like short album in '97 too, but this is the one that kind of stands out to me as of right now. I think I like their debut more than this album, but still a really great album, that same kind of sphere, I'd say. Next, Deftones, probably one of my favorite Deftones, if not my favorite. It's the one that got me into Deftones. Around the Fur was released, just great new metal, and just has some really incredible songs on it. I really enjoy this album a lot, and just was special for me for getting more into their music at that and the time that I got into it. Wanted to mention the Foo Fighters, released in this The Color and the Shape this year. It's not a Foo Fighters album I listen to in full very often, but it has Everlong, my favorite songs of all time. Absolutely love that song. Got My Hero on it, and those songs just like really stand out. It's amazing stuff they released that year. But the rest of the album is just kind of so-so for me, and it's okay, but not like they still have some like it's one of their people look at as their best album, but it's just a so-so album for me. But just want to mention it because it just has so many great songs. The songs that I like on it I just like so quality. I also got one of my favorite David Bowie albums, which was Earthling, released in '97. Really one of his more interesting, just like so many things that I love so much about David Bowie, and he's like put this like kind of like Nine Inch Nails twist on this album. So he was working with Trent Reznor a lot of the time, and I just really love this album. It's really fun to go back to. It reminds me of like 2021. I was really into it and been excited about coming back to it again here recently. And going along with that, I want to mention Bjork. Bjork released Homogenic. This is the album that got me into Bjork around the same time as that David Bowie album in 2021, and just the great like ambient sounds that just mixed in with this like experimental like pop sounds, really just just ethereal sounding to me. It's really just an incredible feeling that I get from the sounds that are on this album. Just incredible stuff. But back to some more extreme metal. We have Ulver released Natanus, Natan's, whatever the full name. I'm not really good at remembering the names, but the one with the wolf on the cover. They're only like straight up black metal albums, just like black metal, just raw black metal done insanely well. Just straight up, like, really great stuff. Just straight up black metal. But never did anything like it again. It's really cool. That's how that stands out, and they just still have so much respect from the black metal scene. I'm just black metal fans. But next I want to mention Judas Iscariot. I mentioned them in the last video as well. Released That Dying Light that year, and this is the one that really got me into his stuff when I was getting into him too. Just like straight up black metal, like the kind of black metal that like I really like. Just the raw, straight up, just like the definition of black metal in my eyes. Really just a great album. It's fun to come back to. Then we got Company Flow, Fun Crusher Plus, released that year. Great underground hip hop with LP and various others. I think it was a trio from the late '90s, and just great abstract hip hop, conscious underground hip hop stuff. Just really great stuff. Really cool hip hop album. Going along with that, we got Janis Jackson. Released The Velvet Rope that year. Really cool kind of experimental R&B pop-ish album. Really has intrigued me over the years. It's really cool stuff on here. Really just a great all-around album. I love the album artwork on this one. It's just like so pristine, so nice. I really love it. Really great album though. But next I had to throw a little guilty pleasure one in here. We've got Creed, My Own Prison. Yeah, of course it's a guilty pleasure one, but this, because like it's just a Christian post grunge band. Like, how can you not hate on them? But I love this album. It's so fun. It's just like, it just sounds so, it's just so fun of a sound to me, and just like it like has those just like grunge vocals with like those like distorted guitars. It's just a fun album. I get quite a bit of enjoyment out of it. It just reminds me of like the late '90s too. It just sounds so late '90s to me. We got Dimmu Borgir, one of their most acclaimed albums, came out that year. There's like symphonic sound, getting into their more symphonic stuff, and just doing it very well. Then we have the Burzum, released the first of the Prison albums, the Dungeon Synth, which set off the Dungeon Synth, very inspired by, got the inspiration from Dead Can Dance and such like that, and he really loved Dead Can Dance and Cure. But very different from his last album, obviously. It was Philosophon, which had some ambient on it, obviously, the very long ambient song, but he couldn't do black metal in prison, obviously, because he only had access to a synthesizer, and he just made some dungeon synth, and it's pretty solid, I'd say. I like it. So it's kind of fun to put on. A lot of people hate on it really hard. I think it's dumb, but I think it's cool. I think it's fun. But a few more on here. Got Gorgoroth, released I guess it was their third album. They just released a few like in succession there in the late '90s. Just started getting more to like that, like kind of like different kind of sounding black metal, like kind of like along like the Ukrainian scene, like with like Hate Force and stuff. And it sounds cool. It's just like pretty brutal sounding, just an interesting, different kind of style of black metal. And the last one I'll talk about is very much reminds me of that time too. It's like screams like early 2000s, late 90s. And it's The Promise Ring, their album here. And just like the album artwork just really matches like the music so well. Like, just like, reminds me of something I would have seen when I was a little kid or something, like a daycare or something. It's really weird, but it's kind of like a fever dream. But really great album, fun, just emo album, straight up emo album, and it's fun to sing along to, and it's just a figment of that time. But yeah, just wanted to, that's the video there. Just wanted to go over just a few things that came out in 1997, some albums that came out that year that I really like a lot. And like I said, I'm really excited to dig into more and find some more stuff that came out. I've already found some more like metal releases that I want to dig into more, but these are the ones that stuck out to me the most. And yeah, let me know what you remember coming out from that year, what came out the year you were born, and what are some of your favorites from that time. And yeah, so I hope you guys liked the video, and thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.